Hello there. Sorry, we're just sitting here chatting. That's what we like to do. This is Off Air. I'm Hannah Davis and...
I'm Kara Sewell.
Okay, so the idea off air, obviously, if you don't know, you need to get in the know. We are news ladies.
Yes, journalists.
Journalists.
We are journalists.
If you like.
So Hannah and I go way back to when you were behind the scenes as a producer.
Yes.
And I was really working with her to build her up and help her become the woman she is today.
I owe her everything I am.
Then she was the one who, now that we're in Dallas, sort of threw my name out there when this position came up, and I would say helped me get the job here. So we're even.
Okay, so off air, here's the idea. We talk for a living. You're behind a desk. I'm out in the field. And let's be real. We can't, talk about anything and everything. We're restricted to the news.
Right.
But we are ladies who like to talk with opinions.
We do, and we talk a lot with opinions outside of work, so off air, hence the name, right?
Yes.
And we get a lot of questions from, I would say, viewers, from people just in general, and it's because we have a job that's visual.
Yes.
And we admit we don't know everything, although I think we like to think we know a little about a whole lot.
Well, I think I'm a little more right than everybody else.
It's because you actually read a lot of self-help books.
And then I know it, but I don't apply it to my life.
No, I know what it is.
Huh.
She has actually touched Oprah. You literally physically touched her.
I know.
So you kind of channeled in some of her powers.
She's good. So the idea was, Kara and I will call each other whenever we've had a good day or a bad day.
Both.
And we'll talk for like an hour plus on the phone, and we'll go through every topic, and who knows what in the heck we say. But we talk about career, we talk about relationships, we talk about pets, families, whatever. And we wanted to bring that idea of that person you call for advice to a video format.
That's what we wanted, to answer people's questions and have this conversation that, yeah, okay, we can gripe about stuff, but find a way to make it move forward positively. So the first topic we decided we would talk about what we know best, and that's job, career.
Yes.
And I say that because that's how we met, and so we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
So what questions do you have about being a boss in your career?
Yes.
Can't say the word. How do you handle toxic work environments and people?
What I would say practicality-wise is find the positive people in that workspace. Go towards them. Avoid the negative as much as you can. But then if it's inherently toxic, you need to move your energy where it's serving you. So start looking for another job and put your energy and your actions towards that. And all of a sudden, you feel like all that pent up anxiety starts to release. I remember that, being so frustrated in jobs. And so what I did was I doubled down in looking for other jobs. And all of a sudden, I felt that I had empowered myself.
And can I tell you too, at the very base of that, I told someone this recently, I don't want to know if someone's talking mess about me.
Yes.
I don't want to know what they're saying unless it is jeopardizing my job, right?
Yes.
But otherwise, if you hear something bad that someone doesn't like about me, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. Because then that really gets you.
I've had to have that conversation with people where they start to say something, and maybe they think they're doing something good, but I think at the same time, I think it's underhanded. I think it's an underhanded way of getting to you. But I've literally said, stop. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Unless I need to know, like you said, unless I'm about to be sabotaged or fired, don't tell me.
And I do like what you said about channeling your energy into something else.
Something you can do.
Maybe it's outside of work. Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's starting up your own YouTube channel. There's other things that you can channel it into that doesn't have to be all about work.
Yes. And just don't... I think, to sum it all up, don't get sucked in, fly above the BS, find the good people, go towards them, run from the bad, and then if it's just inherent, dust off that resume. Here we go. Here's a good one. This is asking about interview skills, sharing your strengths and skills without being labeled as cocky. How do you balance that confidence with projecting strength? This comes from a woman, which I think is key.
My biggest suggestion is when you're prepping for an interview, because I'm assuming that's what a lot of it is, just prepping for an interview, you need to find a friend who is in human resources. I did this before I actually got my job here, and I spoke to her on the phone for an hour, hour and a half, to really get some insight on words to use when describing yourself that are powerful.
Be confident, be really comfortable in your skin. Don't say anything that's untrue. But then also ask lots of questions. Be interested in them. Be complimentary of them. Again, be sincere. Don't compliment if you don't mean it. But hold your shoulders high. And if they've got a problem with that, I almost think, maybe you don't want to work there.
Right.
You know?
And I think when you're answering these questions, not going on and on and on, giving a very direct response. So you're being asked a question and you're giving a positive, but you're giving one or two strong points, and then you're dropping it. Just say it, put a big period on it, and move on. One of my words, because I was caught off guard, was silly.
Oh, because everyone wants to hire
a silly girl.
A silly girl.
Who says that?
That was horrible.
That was horrible.
And I don't even know if that's true.
It's really not. I'm actually not silly at all. I'm actually pretty neurotic and serious. And so
neurotic, but don't say neurotic either. Just don't.
See? Okay, so neurotic is a negative connotation. So you have to find a word that's positive with that, right? So word association. So neurotic would be more like organized or
particular.
Thorough. Particular can be negative too.
Yeah, that is.
So see, that's what I was going with, the negative, positive.
And if you're hiring somebody, if they say that they're thorough or what was the other one, organized? Don't hire them because they're a neurotic mess. I like this.
Okay.
I like hearing your thoughts.
How do you ask for a raise?
This is a good one.
Have you had to do this before?
I have. The boss at the time said, there's no way. If you're not going to do it, then I guess it's not going to happen. And I said, all right, I guess it's not going to happen. And I walked out and I said, oh my God, I think I'm about to be unemployed. And then I got a call back 5 minutes later saying, come in here. And they gave me what I wanted. Be ready to walk away from the table.
If it's something that you really feel that you want. And I'm not saying you have to just up and quit, but I do think everyone has a price.
Yes. And I think you get to a point. So if you're not at that point where you know that you're ready to walk away if this doesn't happen, if this is somewhere you want to stay. I listened to actually the one with the short hair in Shark Tank. We'll edit in her name right here. Right here. Okay. So now that we've gotten that clarified, she answered this, and this was really good. So said, you go in, you list out what your responsibilities were when you were hired. Then you list out what your responsibilities are now, all this time later. Then you be ready to give them a number. She said women, she's been a boss of hundreds, they never ask for raises. They don't give a number. And if you hear no, just know that's setting you up for yes the next time around. Because if you go back in a year later or 6 months later, and then if you repeatedly are getting turned down, then that's information to you to walk away. But I loved that. List out exactly what you did when you came in the door, what you do now. That's changed, so why hasn't the pay changed?
I've actually done that exact thing.
And did it work?
And it worked. So what I did was I listed out everything I was doing when I started, what I was currently doing, and this also included a promotion, right? So I was going to be promoted, so it was going to include new responsibilities. So I also had a list of all the things they were going to want me to do. And I think that this manager was, I don't know if taken aback is the right word, but they were like, huh, because I had all these lists, right? And then when I actually asked for the number, and when I asked for the number, you're going to die, I pushed a piece of paper across the table. I always wanted to do that.
Stop it.
This is what I was thinking.
Stop it.
And I really didn't expect to get what I asked for, but I always think it's sort of like when you're negotiating, they already have a number that they can give you. I believe that's already, they have a kind of a bottom line, so ask for more. The list actually does work.
I love that.
Get a number in your mind and go above that by however much you think you need to, because the worst they're going to say is no.
And if they say no over and over, that's information to you. You know how they value you. So make that list, ask, and then push that paper.
Oh, it was so fun. Next question. I kind of feel like it parallels dating a little bit. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Career advice question. I've been interviewing with a company for 3 months. They keep telling me how amazing I am, but then keep stretching it out and making me go through more hoops. Do I cut my losses and keep applying, potentially taking another job? This is her dream job.
Okay. Oh, it's her dream job?
Oh, that should not change anything.
Yes, it does. It does. I was about to say, walk away. They should know that you're the bomb.com within 5 minutes or at least a day if you've talked to them. Now it's your dream job. I've kissed some serious ass to get jobs because I really wanted it.
I was going to say the reason I think this parallels dating is that if you have a guy that's dragging you along and he can't commit, then you cut your losses and leave. Or at least you keep applying for other jobs, because I don't like to...
Are you talking about with men? Or at least?
I'm kind of mixing the two, right?
But it all works.
But the point is I think that it's like with guys. If a guy's dragging you along, you're not going to keep hanging around. So it's the same thing with the job. I think you should keep putting your options out there. Keep applying for different jobs. What if another job comes up that's even better than that job?
Or another man. My biggest piece of advice overall in career, don't go for a job, don't go for a position, go for a boss. Find a boss that thinks that you walk on water. When a boss believes in you, boop, game changer.
That's true, because whatever the position is, that's only going to evolve.
I know.
Because it's oh my gosh, I love that. That's good. I know. Okay. Don't look for a job, look for a boss. Or a position, look for a boss. And otherwise, in the meantime, keep on applying. Because you can't pause your life for something that you don't know it's going to happen.
I mean, you can, it just doesn't turn out good.
I love this one. Have you ever been fired? If not, how? I don't get it.
Have you ever been fired, comma, if not, how? Like how have you not been fired? Believe it or not, Hannah Davis in her college years wasn't together exactly. And I worked for a company called Lil Kickers, Lil apostrophe Kickers.
Do they sell shoes?
No, we taught soccer to toddlers. When I say toddlers, like 18 months to 3 years. It was Saturday and Sunday mornings. Mama would go out. Not necessarily show up on time. Probably didn't smell the best.
I love all these Chris Farley quotes here.
It's one of my favorite sketches. I think the final straw was when I emailed them or texted them and told them I was hit by a car. They didn't even ask how I was. They knew. They knew. I knew. It was sad. And then they sent me an email saying, you know,
you're a liar. We don't want you to come back.
We're going to just give you time to recover from your car wreck.
I've actually never been fired, but I've almost been fired at a job in television.
Oh.
And I'm talking by the skin of my teeth.
Let's hear that.
It was a real wake-up call. I was supposed to work a holiday, but I really wanted to go visit my family, so I decided to actually fly in on the holiday, but my flight was delayed, and I didn't get in till late. The point was I was supposed to be at work at 9 a.m. and fly in and be there, but I didn't get in till much later. Totally got caught. That was a turning point for me. That was an actual turning point for me in my career, because I realized I needed to grow up, because I didn't have like a resume ready to go. So if I had been fired, I had nothing. That was a shift for me. And I would say, even though I hate to admit it, I'm probably better for it that it happened, because it taught me to get my act together.
That's growth right there. That's growth. And this brings me to, I think, my final conclusion, something that we've talked about.
Okay.
2019 is the year of making new mistakes. So you made that mistake, and homegirl almost got busted. But she continues to make mistakes, but just new ones. Well, this has been Off Air with Hannah.
And Kara.
And
how are we going to wrap this up?
Now we're going to get off air. So bye.